Hey, Thorne, we're breaking into programming to bring you breaking news in Denver right now. Police activity has several lanes of I-70 shut down after a big police presence right near the York Street exit, almost to the Washington Street exit. What you're looking at here is a live look from Air Tracker 7. We know that one man was in the white car. Police units chased that white car for several miles. The chase apparently started in Arapahoe County. There was an apparent armed robbery near Strasburg or in Strasburg, and then that chase eventually came to an end here at I-70, almost to the I-25 interchange. We know that shots were fired. In fact, the DPD just tweeted that the man who is lying on the ground on I-70 believes to have a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office has also been tweeting. They say they're investigating, as I mentioned, an armed robbery that happened in the town of Strasburg this morning. They say their deputies got into a pursuit with the suspect on I-70, and it eventually ended in Denver. Obviously, this is causing somewhat of a traffic nightmare on I-70, especially in those westbound lanes. Jason Luber, traffic reporter Jason Luber, has been tracking this all morning. Jason, what can you tell us at this point?
Yeah, Russell, it is obviously going to be a situation that's going to last for a long, long time. It is going to be something that's going to be investigated for many hours and probably into the beginning, if not maybe even into the heart of the rush hour that we're going to see this afternoon. So right now, this is obviously the scene. You're looking at the westbound side of I-70. This is the exit to Washington Street. So you see the railroad tracks and the parking lots right next to the Denver Coliseum and the National Western Complex. So that's the area we're talking about, right by where the stock show would be, just after the Purina plant. So that's the westbound side right here, and you can see the activity. Here's the activity where that suspect was in the car, not in that moving van right there, but in that white car that is right there surrounded by the police. So it looked like they almost either trapped the suspect as they were driving and then stopped at this point, and then they came out with guns drawn. They had an officer with a dog at one point. And right now, this is the situation that we're looking at along westbound I-70. I want to give you another perspective here from the CDOT camera that's there, right there near the area. So you see some of the traffic that was able to use this ramp. This is all of I-70 right here. What they're doing is diverting traffic off right there at the Purina, or just after the Purina plant, right there by the Coliseum and right by the National Western Complex. And there's a ramp to allow traffic then to get to I-70. And that's what you're seeing right here. This is the eastbound side going from I-25 over there, and it's all open, but you can see how many people are obviously slowed while they're looking at the activity on the other side of the highway. So let's take a look at the map. This is going to be the area we're talking about. And it's right here on I-70. So as we zoom in, you can see it's right here. Here's the Coliseum right there, the National Western Complex, the railroad tracks that you just saw. So this is where the scene is going on right now. So westbound I-70 is closed down. They were diverting all traffic here at the Brighton exit, and then you would take that ramp that would take you to I-70. There are a lot of better ways to get around it than trying to get to that scene, as that investigation will take many, many hours, especially since we have Arapahoe County involved as well as Denver involved here. So 270 is going to be the alternate route. It's going to run heavier than normal, obviously, because it's not used to carrying 3 lanes of traffic like I-70 can. It can only carry 2 lanes of traffic on that westbound side past Vasquez and eventually on up to I-25. You could continue that way towards I-76. So there are ways around it. And right now, the travel time, can't really register, can't really figure out why people aren't going any past Brighton Boulevard. So that's why it's registering it at basically 3 hours. It's not 3 hours, but that's just how the drive time computer system is trying to figure all this out. But we're looking at about 20 to 25 minutes on 270, and traffic is backed up now back to this area here. So those folks that are over by Quebec, over by Colorado Boulevard, over by Vasquez, over here, are going to have to find ways, obviously, around it. Now, I would suggest, hopefully, to Denver police that they would actually close down the interstate here at 270 and make that the natural alternate route, but they'll probably allow traffic to get over here to the scene and then keep it closed there at Brighton Boulevard. We'll see how that plays out. But right now, that's the situation going on right now in that central part of Denver. And we could take another live look from Air Tracker 7 at the scene of what's going on. And you can see from the wide view, there again is the National Western Complex. There's the Coliseum. And then here is that area right here that is being investigated right over the railroad tracks where that moving van is and that white car where the suspect is now. So police are right now figuring out how they're going to continue with their investigation. They're going to have to bring out the investigation squad and and really start putting the pieces together of what has happened and led to this situation right now. I did see the suspect being put into an ambulance and then was taken to Denver Health Medical Center. Still unsure of the situation there and what the eventual outcome is going to be, but you can see all the different police cars here, Russell, that are still here along westbound I-70. There's still obviously one on the eastbound side, and you can see how slow the traffic is on the eastbound side going past the scene. But this is going to be something that's going to last through the rush hour, so just plan accordingly, know what we're going to have to face for this afternoon, and it's going to be like this for a long, long time.
All right, thanks, Jason. Yeah, as Jason just mentioned, that suspect put into an ambulance. Denver police tweeting that he had a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and this all started as an armed robbery out in Arapahoe County near Strasburg. There was then a chase, and now you see the nightmare traffic situation on I-70. We'll continue to follow this throughout the afternoon. For now, we'll send you back to regularly scheduled programming, and you can follow us on the denverchannel.com for more breaking details throughout the afternoon. Thanks for joining us.